So, how does a city go from the brink of total economic collapse to, building airplanes for the entire world? Well, it's not magic. It's a story of crisis, incredible strategy, and one very, very big bet. Today, we're going to unpack the amazing journey that put one unlikely American city right at the center of the global aerospace industry. Okay, let's just jump right in with a little quiz. Think about the heavy hitters in aviation. Cities like Seattle, Toulouse in France, Hamburg in Germany. Now, if I asked you to name the fourth largest city for making commercial airplanes on the entire planet, what would your guess be?
Get this, it's Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, I'm serious. Surprising, right? But this isn't some accident or a fluke. This is the result of a deliberate, decades-long game plan that turned a devastating crisis into a massive global success story.
So the big question is, how on earth did a city that was once kind of known as a sleepy southern town become an absolutely critical player in the global aerospace supply chain? Well, it definitely wasn't by accident. This was a story of foresight, of teamwork, and a real willingness to make huge, strategic bets on the future. Every great comeback story really starts with a crisis, and Mobile's is no different. The catalyst for this whole transformation was one single devastating economic gut punch that forced the city to either adapt or basically face ruin. And the whole story starts right here, at a place called Brookley Field. It all kicked off back in 1938 when the Army Air Corps showed up, mostly because the weather was just perfect for flying. During World War II, this place exploded into a massive military-industrial complex. But then, bam, 1969. The music stopped, the base closed, and it just ripped a giant hole in the local economy. That single moment forced a decision that would eventually lead to what's now the Mobile Aeroplex. And just to put the sheer scale of this shock into perspective, think about this number, 17,000. That's how many civilians were working at Brookley Field at its peak. This wasn't just a big employer, it was the literal economic heart of the entire region. So its closure wasn't just a setback, it was like a life or death moment for the city. So with the base gone, Mobile was at a fork in the road. They could just accept a slow, painful decline, or they could do something totally radical. They chose to pivot, and they made this incredible gamble to turn the giant military base into a civilian industrial park. It was a bet that would pay off big time. And they didn't do it alone. The secret sauce behind this whole comeback was this idea called Team Mobile. And this wasn't just some catchy slogan, it was a real powerful partnership of public and private leaders, everybody from the city and the county to the Port Authority and the Chamber of Commerce, all rowing in the same direction with one single goal: reinvent the economy. Okay, so all that planning, all that teamwork, it was all leading to this, the big payoff. It laid the groundwork to attract a true global giant, a move that would absolutely cement Mobile's place on the world stage. And I'm talking, of course, about Airbus. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. Only 5 cities on the entire planet have an Airbus Final Assembly Line for commercial jets, and Mobile, Alabama is one of them. That puts the city in some seriously elite company. The direct impact is just huge. The Airbus U.S. manufacturing facility has over 2,000 people working there. These aren't just jobs. These are high-skill, high-wage careers that anchor the entire regional economy. But wait, the ripple effect gets even bigger. A lot bigger. Airbus spends over $15 billion a year with its suppliers right here in the U.S., and a huge chunk of that economic energy just radiates out from Mobile, feeding a whole ecosystem of smaller companies and creating thousands more jobs. And check this out. Airbus isn't just maintaining its presence, it is doubling down. Big time. After setting up assembly lines for both the A320 and A220 planes, they're now adding a second A320 line. This move is going to double their production capacity in Mobile, which makes the city an absolutely critical part of Airbus's global plan to pump out more planes by 2027. That is a massive vote of confidence. Now, this is so important to understand. Mobile's success isn't just about one company, not even one as big as Airbus. An entire industrial ecosystem has sprung up around it, creating this deep, resilient aerospace hub. Take a company called Aerostar, for example. These guys specialize in high-tech component repair for commercial airlines. They're dropping nearly $5 million to expand their facility, adding 50 new jobs and more than doubling their workforce. It's a perfect example of that high-value MRO, or maintenance, repair, and overhaul sector that's just booming there. And it's not just them. The list goes on and on. You've got major players like Continental, Collins Aerospace, and VT Mobile Aerospace Engineering, each one employing hundreds, even thousands of people. This concentration of talent and infrastructure creates this powerful kind of gravitational pull, making the whole region even more attractive for future investment. Here's another genius move they're making, and it's with the city's airport. They are literally moving all commercial air traffic from the old airport directly into the industrial complex, the Aeroplex. This little table here shows why that's so brilliant. It shifts the focus from just a regular old airport to a powerful hub that's directly connected to the port, the rail lines, and the interstate. And here's why that matters so much. Imagine you're an engineer flying in from Europe. You'll land and basically walk out of the terminal, and you're right there, next to the factory. It creates this incredibly seamless logistical efficiency, and honestly, it sends a powerful message to the entire world. Mobile is built for the aerospace business, from the ground up. Of course, you can have all the best buildings and runways in the world, but it's all useless without one thing: people. You need a highly skilled workforce to make it all go, and this is the final and maybe the most critical piece of Mobile's whole strategy. And this is where they got really, really smart. They've aligned their local community colleges to create two separate but complementary talent streams. You've got Bishop State, which focuses on manufacturing, teaching the hands-on skills you need for the assembly line, like riveting and sheet metal work. Then you have Coastal Alabama, which focuses on maintenance, training FAA-certified technicians to actually keep the planes flying. It's a perfectly engineered talent pipeline. And the results? Well, they speak for themselves. Just between 2018 and 2021, this whole strategy locked down $2 billion in new investment, created over 1,600 new jobs, and generated $1.6 billion in new annual business output. I mean, those are just staggering numbers. It's just like Bradley Byrne from the Mobile Chamber said, these wins are proof of the city's appeal as a major hub for advanced manufacturing. It's all about creating real, high-quality jobs for people. So, when you step back and look at the whole picture, the story is crystal clear. From the ashes of a closed military base, Mobile's leaders didn't just recover. They engineered a truly world-class economic comeback. And they built something far more resilient and dynamic than what they ever lost. And all of that leaves us with one final thought. The story of Mobile, with its strategic planning, its public-private teamwork, and that relentless focus on a single goal, it really offers a powerful blueprint for others. And it kind of makes you wonder, with the right vision, could your city engineer a similar kind of comeback?